Someone very close to you recently told me that you're looking for the altcoins I'm buying right now before the massive pump happens in about late December or early January, so basically a couple more months from now. Now, these coins, I do firmly believe, will make people millionaires in this bull run, given the fact that you're patient and you listen to videos like this that explain to you why these coins are important and not just give you the coins and move to the next one. Now, in this video particularly, guys, you're going to walk away at the very end of it knowing what coins I've purchased, what ones I'm looking to buy in the right conditions, but most importantly, how to give yourself the understanding and knowledge to go and apply this to your own portfolio. I may buy a coin for a certain reason, but you might not agree with that. And if you buy the coin I'm buying, guess what? At the first sign of trouble, you're going to be the one selling those coins, like with Fetch, like with ICP, and many other coins we've recently seen, where there was a little bit of FUD in the market and many people sold and ended up doing quite well. You don't want to be one of them people, and this video is one of the ways in which you'll learn to do that. So make sure you hit that like button if you do find yourself learning something new or enjoying yourself, and make sure you subscribe as well, because trust me, I talk to that subscribe button quite a lot, and believe you me, it's getting a little bit upset that you guys are hitting the like button, but not giving it love as well. So make sure you do that. Let's begin. Now, as many of you should know at this point in time, I do not trade, but I am taking advantage of this possible once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be in a bull run to not just buy my coins and sit and wait like I'm going to show you in the rest of the video. I'm trading as well, guys. Now, you all know by this point, I am not a bloody trader. I am learning as we go, but like many other people in our community here, like Gary, right, made a 5.5x on his XRP trade a couple days back. Tobias, Rick, everyone's happy, right? Trading, making money, and also then using the profits to reinvest back into our main positions. These people, and I understand that this only comes around once every 4 years, and actually, matter of fact, this might not come around to the same scale as what we're seeing it right now. Okay, so guys, links down below, join the trading corner if you want to take this thing to the next level and take it seriously. Now, I copy trade my professional traders in that group. All right, I'm learning as we go, but for the most part, they say jump, I say how high. It's essentially how it works. Now, you can get this group completely for free. You can see here, level 2 gives you instant access to the corner for free. So it's a free group. Essentially, we're just trying to give you the nudge to say, hey, come on, start trading. Many of you guys join these groups and we know you don't start trading. We also have a whole bunch of rewards as well to get you pretty much the max reward possible, right? So you're earning money, and a lot of the money you can also make back here. If you do make any losses, which are inevitable when it comes to trading, you can, of course, use the money we give you because you're trading to help recover some of those losses, right? So we're really trying to help you guys here make the most of the market. And so to access the group, of course, or any of my private community groups, it's the first link in the description, and do what you have to do from there. Before I get into the coins, of course, I need to give you some more of an explanation as to why I believe that we're only pretty much a couple months away from this really taking a turn based on history. Now, by being quite brief here, Bitcoin quarterly, right? So Bitcoin's gains per quarter of the year tends to always in a bull run be quite positive in the sort of first year of the bull run, and the second year, which we're moving into in 2025 here, that first quarter is always less powerful than the previous year's last quarter. So what do I mean? So back here, for example, in 2016, right, we had a 58% quarter 4 gain. 2017, we had a much smaller gain for Bitcoin. If we go to 2020, the last cycle, right, we had a massive last quarter here of 2020 at 168%, and 2021 was only 103%. Still significant, but less gain. In this year, the first year of the bull run itself, we've seen gains of 54% in quarter 4, and quarter 4 isn't even over yet. I think December will be even larger, and thus pushing us up to pretty crazy numbers. And if I pull it out, rather than looking at quarters, if we look at months of the bull run, we can actually see this makes even more sense. So you can see back in 2016, massive gains. And the first quarter, if you will, actually the first month, even January, was actually negative, so quite bad. 2020 was much of a muchness as well, pretty bullish quarter 4, but 2021 had much less gains compared to the previous quarter. And you can see in this quarter right now, we're doing quite well. I think December might be even more bullish. But again, it's what comes next that I'm looking at here. And what I believe will come next is where we see the pivot from Bitcoin making the massive gains to then moving into Ethereum. And to show you what this looks like here, if I look at Ethereum's quarterly returns, this actually proves the point. Ethereum is the inverse of Bitcoin. It actually did worse in the quarter 4 of the first bull run and better in the quarter 1 of the second phase or the second year of the bull run, which we're moving into in the next couple months here. So you can see over here, 2016 for Ethereum, the last quarter here was actually pretty bad, but look how explosive that first month and that first overall quarter was. 2020, you can see over here, it didn't do too bad, but it did substantially better in that first quarter. Now, of course, Ethereum, just like everything's playing out so far, is doing pretty bad thus far in quarter 4 of the first year of the bull run. So if history repeats itself, which again, I think it definitely will, we're going to find a very bullish January, February, and March of next year for Ethereum. Now, this is exactly what we're looking at here when it comes to the switching of the dominance levels. Alt season does not start until Bitcoin is finished dragging most of the market in, dragging the whole world in like a massive bell. And then Ethereum says, hey, hold my beer, I'm going to start launching. Ethereum will go between 8 to 10K, I firmly do believe, and alts will be right behind it. But Ethereum must move first, which is why many people these days are looking to buy Ethereum right now as an expectation for it to move up based on what history has proven. So again, over here, you actually saw in the previous cycle, again, this pivoting moment over here where we had that sort of December into January move, where again, you could see Bitcoin here actually tanking, beginning to tank its dominance, and Ethereum moves up. And then the official flippening, the massive flippening, occurred only a few months later. So it's very important for us to position into altcoins now, which is why I'm actually buying altcoins right now. Matter of fact, if we toggle altcoins, you'll see that they follow right after Ethereum. Ethereum here first pumps up initially in this move here on this transition, and alts sort of start pumping not long after. And I think that Bitcoin dominance, you can see here, is near enough tapping out anyway. We normally see between the date of December, early December, to around April, where it does top out and then begin to move down over about, let's just say about 8 or 9 months. So pretty much, guys, what does this all mean? Wait for Bitcoin to keep attracting new money. That's what's happening right now. Don't panic. Let it keep doing its thing. Well, the longer this drags on, the actual better it is for us, because altcoins will inch up over time, creating a more, like pretty much higher lows, basically. Then ETH will catch up and it will fly. Again, I think 8 to 10K. And then altcoins will pump up continuously for months and months and months, circling in and out of narratives. Does this ring a bell? Do you guys kind of think this rings a bell? Yeah, it's the altcoin waterfall, right? Path to alt season. And I don't think I could say this any better than what Raoul Paul recently said on a video a couple weeks back. Fair warning, there is some cursing in this, so if you have kids around, plug their ears.
Banana City lies ahead in the banana zone. Elon's sending a fucking rocket to Mars with bananas on it. What more do you need? We've got the institutions buying. We've got the ETFs. We've got regulations changing. Chill the fuck out. Do nothing. Hold your bag. If you're new to the game, get in now. Don't wait too late, because too late will be too late. So just do your best.
I mean, I couldn't have said it any better myself, honestly. And so in this case, of course, guys, it's very important for us to look at the market right now and go, what can we buy? And it's hard because you look at these altcoins and you think to yourself, I don't want to buy an altcoin that's 30% up on the week. And XRP was 50 cents about a month or two ago. So I want to tell you guys and use a very powerful tool right here to allow you to sort of work out whether a coin itself is worth you even buying. On my recent video, I kind of put out about dollar cost averaging into some of the coins I was buying a couple of weeks back. And I noticed a lot of people were saying, Kyron, I look at your average buy price or the price in which you don't want to buy any higher in. And I use that myself and go, okay, so if Injective goes any higher than $23, I'm not going to be buying it. But this is actually a much more subjective thing than it is just following that general principle, because if you're looking for a 2x, you could continue buying Injective up to $50 even. So it does depend on your situation. So here's how you want to do it. Here's how you continue to buy into coins and identify whether now is a good time to buy or whether it's too far gone. So it's called the GGR zones, right? The green, gray, and red zone. We're going to look at Injective in this case, right? So Injective Protocol, this actually spins into a price prediction built on data. And it's saying the max gain here is a 12x at a price prediction of $344, which I think actually sounds pretty reasonable. Now, if we have a look at the red, gray, and green zones, these are the different liquidity zones. So you want to sell in the green zone. The gray zone is a bit of a buffer zone, if you will. It could be illiquid, price might not go there. or if it goes there, people might be looking to sell, okay? So you don't want to be in the gray zone and definitely not in the red zone. So what it pretty much says is, hey, we've got a price prediction for Injective. This is Injective's chart, obviously, of $344. We'll mark that as the red zone. And then what it says is that we have a gray zone here, or the top of the gray zone, bottom of the red zone of $258. This is actually the red zone, the liquid area. You don't want to be in here selling at all. And then the gray zone from the top to the bottom is $224. Okay, so what it does is it moves down about 25%, so don't sell in this area if you can help it, of course. And then it also moves down a further 10% or so to 35%, and that creates the gray zone. The red zone here is bad, the gray zone here is bad, and anything beneath the bottom of the gray zone here is the green zone. You want to sell no higher than $224 for Injective, which means if you are looking to actually buy the coin and you say want a 9x, for example, from the current price, right? Current price being about $28 or so dollars. Well, I'm sorry, but a 9x is all the way up here. You're actually in the bottom of the red zone, basically. So you'd want to not look at buying Injective at the current price unless you are someone looking for, at most, what this says here, 690%, or basically an 8x. And that's the top of the green zone, which in other words is the bottom of the gray zone. So I wouldn't even look for that level if you can help it. So really, I would say selling as low as you possibly can. And in the case of Injective, probably no higher than $199, or basically a 7x from the current price. So if you were looking for a 7x, you can keep buying Injective from the current price. If you were looking for a 9x, as we just established, no. Personally speaking, I think Injective for me is still a decent time to buy. The reason being is I'm actually only looking for a 6.4x. Using one of my portfolio trackers, you can see I created here for you guys to use. We actually can tell here based on my goals and how much money I put in the market, I don't need many multiples to achieve what I'm sitting here to achieve, right? All my targets. And so this allows me the freedom to continue buying a coin like Injective at the current price, only if I don't mind, of course, selling pretty well close to the bottom of the gray zone, if you will. So how do I know what coins to buy? Well, it's pretty simple. There's a few different things we can do here. I think for most people, the general rule here is going from today's price per your coins, and then looking at your average sell price you want from each coin and just trying to achieve your target, your desired goal, okay? So you can see why for me it's a 6.4x, because again, depending on how much money you invest versus your overall portfolio goal, right, what you need to get out of the market to achieve your goals, that's the difference. Now, if you don't establish goals, right, if you don't actually materialize what you're here to make, the money you're here to make, then it might be infinite multiples. You might need a 305 billion trillion X. Or some of you, if you actually define your goals, might need only maybe $100,000 and you've invested $20,000. You might only need a 5X. And here you are stressing yourself out looking for a 50X. So I would really encourage you to figure this out yourself. And for me, it was pretty simple. I worked out from the current price to my average sell price per coin what the difference was, and you can just pick out the coins that will get you the most multiples. Now, there's a bit more that plays into it. I didn't just use this. I also looked at diversifying based on narratives and diversifying based on how much of my portfolio they already make up. If I've been overinvested, I want to, move out of that coin and move into a different coin instead, because of course, the more you invest in a coin, the more you rely on it to succeed. So if it fails, you're kind of screwing yourself over. So here are the coins I purchased. And remember, I'll give you the coins I'm eyeing off at the end of the video as well. First of all, I bought AI, obviously. I must always DCA in AI. Personally speaking, this is going to be one of the biggest narratives of the bull run, if not the biggest, tied up with real world assets. And I actually purchased Fetch here. I own Render, Nia, ICP, and Injective actually, but I bought Fetch. The reason being was because it allowed me to reduce my average buy-in price, which is obviously a good thing. And it's already very close to the 6.4x I'm trying to achieve on my portfolio, but I believe it's undervalued right now. I really, truly do believe it's undervalued. I think these guys will definitely hit my targets. And they recently launched a really cool update here called, I think it's like Eris, where it's a self-learning AI agent model. So pretty much you can throw it into Minecraft without coding anything else, and it will play and learn Minecraft and conquer the game itself based on achievements. It's like a little human, right? That's really cool. I think these guys like the actual biggest AI project there is, truly focusing on AI. And they lost about $1 billion in market cap recently because there was a bit of an issue with them trying to merge with a fourth or fifth project at this point. So they listened to the community, like this post here said, they actually listened and they removed the F up, if you will, And they, again, are heavily community orientated, which is what you want to do. Actually, one of their posts I'll show you here in a second from ASI is actually from their official community page. They have an official community page, which I think is very important for a coin in this cycle. So either way, they also look to burn tokens. So they put a post out here about when this whole sort of F-up happened. And they said, you know what, guys, we apologize. We're now going to look to burn tokens, which is huge because most of the tokens for this coin are in existence. So it will be deflationary. That is big for new money. They love this sort of thing. And it's been about 11 days since this came out. So we can expect there to be an official announcement on this very soon. Either way, it's going to be an earn and burn. So essentially, the more revenue they earn, the more they burn. So big ticks there to fetch. That's why I'm heavily invested in it. Now, we also do have a pick here in the gaming sense as well. So I actually purchased more Beam. It's my only gaming project right now. I did own Immutable, and I would love to pick it up. If Immutable goes under $1.50 again, I am going to be buying Immutable. But either way, Beam for me right now is my go-to gaming pick. These guys have a massive, massive war chest. To be precise, $228 million. And if we come down here, they're very transparent about where their funds are at all times. There's updates, and you can see here it is growing quite rapidly as well. So $228 million, guys, if they apply even 10% of that in the bull run here towards marketing, towards growing the project, and towards partnerships, there's going to be a lot of catalysts that come up that push interest into Beam. That's the main reason why I'm very bullish on these guys. Now, my next DCA here was into a ZKP project, or pretty much a privacy project at this point in time. Privacy being a pretty big narrative of the bull run. I won't lie, this has taken me by surprise, and it's Mina. Okay, Mina Protocol here, I think, is a sleeping giant of the bull run. It really truly is the only true ZKP project in this list. It really should be number one. Based on actually true ZKP tech. This project is at the very pinnacle and forefront of zero knowledge proof technology. ZKPs itself are a way in which I can pretty much say you behind the screen are who you say you are without knowing who you are. Now, Mina works in a few different ways. They actually work on recursive ZK snarks, which pretty much means their blockchain, their entire blockchain remains at 22 kilobytes in size, the size of a single tweak. What this means, it's pretty unique. And that creates a lot of buzz. So I'm really interested here for one major update when these guys come out. There's a lot of bullish updates on their roadmap, but one in particular really I'm enjoying here, which is ZK Oracles. This will allow anyone to pull any information from any website without the website needing to confirm that or do that. And it's based on oracles. So this might completely reshift the oracle market if this comes out in this cycle, which I'm hoping it does. We also do again have the whole meme about it being privacy focused. Many layer one projects, guys, are looking to enable a bridge to Mina to allow them to run these sort of privacy focused ZKP use cases off-chain in a very fast way through Mina. They're actually able to run full nodes on Mina now, even on these sort of new generation fridges. And there was even one gentleman actually running this on his Tesla. So pretty cool stuff. They've also got their wallets now allowing for custom token support. So now there's going to be an ecosystem growing as well. They never had this previously. So there's a lot of bullish catalysts coming up for this project, which is again why I still am a strong believer. Now, lastly here, we have a play in the modularity space, particularly Celestia. I think, again, it's the number one modularity play of the bull run. As we'll see here, they're doing quite a lot. Like I said, with Mina, ZK apps, they're also looking to create Solana layer 2s as well. Solana as a layer 1 itself has never had the ability to do layer 2s because there's just no need to. It's very fast. But this will allow, I think, a whole new use case for Solana. Like we saw the massive buzz around Ethereum layer 2s, I think Solana layer 2s will be incredibly massive, seeing as there's so much buzz around Solana. And these guys have recently updated quite a lot. There's a Ginger upgrade they recently completed here, allowing them to be much faster, all right? Decreasing block times from 12 seconds to 6 seconds, which is a massive update. So those are the 4 coins I purchased recently here. And again, trying to spread them across the different narratives. So I'm not just buying one area. Again, I want to make sure I'm risk off with the whole going all in on one area and like it messing up, for example. And so I'm looking at like where else I can diversify in that same sense as well. And I think gaming is definitely leaving some room on the table here for myself. I'm only in one project, like I said before, and I do, again, want to get back into Immutable. With the whole SEC recently, they put the Wells notice out, but these guys, obviously with the new administration, just like XRP and XLM are pumping up right now, I believe that suppressed Immutable for a little bit. I believe Immutable in the gaming narrative will, again, blast off. Real world assets are a big area of the cycle, and I want to get more into them. I'm definitely heavily in Ondo right now. I would have loved to be in Mantra, of course, because of the buzz around it. But in saying that as well, it's way too far gone for me. It's pumped up way too much recently, so I'm not going to bother with it. I am an Axelar, which is a great alternative, but it's not so much so tokenization. However, Centrifuge here might be a good pick, as well as Clearpool is probably my go-to RWA play, I think, so far. We also do have some DePIN specific projects I do want to get into. So I'm right now in AI and DePIN projects, but I think a DePIN specific project is probably a pretty good idea. So I'm thinking about Helium as a prime example, and also Hive Mapper, wherever it is on this list, way down here. Here it is. And finally here, Ref Finance is one single coin I'm eyeing off. It's a 10 mil market cap coin that is the go-to DEX on NEAR. Now I'm a big believer Mina Protocol will do very well this cycle, and if we have a look at Ref Finance's TVL here, it's incredible. It's at 74 million. It's almost 7.5 times larger than its actual market cap, which is, I mean, need I say more? Be warned with the mid to small and micro cap coins, they might not pump as fast and as reactive as the large caps will, so you will have to hold these longer with less massive price appreciation, but that's a part of the game, right? When these things do launch, they launch quite fast and obviously much higher multiples. So guys, with that being said, thank you all for watching today's video. That's me being transparent with you, what I'm buying and why. I hope you enjoy. Take good care. Bye-bye.